we are moving into the subcontinent of India, and we're going to call upon His Grace, Bhima Prabhu, the leader of the book distribution movement in India and a Prabhupada disciple, and I'm happy to say, a dear friend of mine from way back in the old days. Hare Krishna, Bhima Prabhu, welcome to the celebration.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we have a little offering here for Srila Prabhupada. I'm reading on behalf of all the Sankirtan devotees in India that, stepped up to distribute books for Srila Prabhupada during the December Marathon. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our prostrated obeisances in the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. Today we have come together to offer the results of the December 2020 marathon. At one point, you had been disturbed that books that you had painstakingly translated and given purports to were not being published at the desired pace. To address your concerns, when devotees had proposed that one book could be published every 2 months, you ordered that you would like 17 books to be published in 2 months. Even as the devotees murmured that this was impossible, you declared emphatically that impossible is a word in the Fool's Dictionary. And sure enough, driven by your enthusiastic call for action, devotees did pull off the impossible by publishing 17 books in just 2 months. Taking inspiration from this, devotees all over the world came together and tried to pull off something that seemed impossible. With the unprecedented COVID-19 quarantines, lockdowns, restrictions on assembly at public places, it seemed impossible to even match the Sankirtan scores of 2019. But yet, spurred on by the motto, never waste a good crisis, devotees came up with never before tried methods to pull off the impossible. ISKCON Worldwide took up the challenging goal of distributing 2 million Bhagavad Gitas as part of the December 2020 marathon. To meet this goal, a number of novel approaches were adopted. 1. The Live to Give campaign was launched to bring together ISKCON centers all over the world to meet the challenge of distributing books for the December marathon. 2. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, His Holiness Bhakti Raghava Swami Maharaj, His Holiness Lokanath Swami Maharaj, His Holiness Devamrita Swami Maharaj, His Holiness Indrajumna Swami, His Holiness Giraj Swami, Her Grace Vishaka Mataji, His Grace Vaisheshika Das Adhikari, and many more Vaishnavas did multiple video calls to enthuse devotees to participate in the December marathon. 3. ISKCON of Silicon Valley pioneered the idea of virtual calling party, where devotees would come together on an audio bridge and participate in calling their contacts to distribute Bhagavad Gitas and sets. ISV volunteers conducted sessions for devotees all over the world to propagate this technique. 4. One temple in Delhi conducted online Gita contests to enroll school kids and distribute Bhagavad Gitas to them. 5. Brahmacharis from a temple in Delhi cycled close to 40 kilometers a day to distribute Bhagavad Gitas. 6. In Juhu, one devotee set up a huge scale and people would donate their weight in Bhagavad Gitas to be distributed in schools, hospitals, and prisons. Due to the concerned efforts of devotees all over, we're very happy to announce the goals we had for India have all been surpassed and smashed. The key highlights are as below. 1. A total of 111 temples in India participate. 2. Out of the 2 million Bhagavad Gitas distributed worldwide, 1,750,000 were distributed in India. We'd like to especially acknowledge in India the local GBCs, the BBT trustees, temple presidents, and Sankirtan leaders for their unflinching support for this cause. Kantanchana smriteriasmin duskaram sukaram bhavet vishramite viparitam Sri Chaitanya namamitam. Things that are very difficult to do become easy to execute if one somehow or another simply remembers Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But if one does not remember him, even easy things become very difficult. To this Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I offer my respectful obeisance. With these prayers, we humbly beg for Mahaprabhu's blessings so that we are empowered to work together as one team to spread the Sankirtan movement for your pleasure. Your servant, Bhima Das.
Amazing offering, Bhima Prabhu. Thank you very much
Hare Krishna.
for being the pivotal part of this whole marathon. We depend on you so much for everything, for the inspiration, for the example, and for coordinating. It's just amazing. We were going to now ask various devotees from the divisions in India, because such a vast contributor to the Sankirtan movement, to speak from the various regions. And the first is from South India Division, Revati Ramana Prabhu. Will come on and just give a brief report from on behalf of South India. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Revati, Jai, Revati Prabhu, Hare Krishna, my obeisances.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavad Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. My obeisances to Bhima Prabhu, Sri Ram Prabhu, and all the wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis around the world who slogged and struggled so much to distribute Srila Prabhupada books. Thank you so much. And it's an opportunity given to me to say a few words. So, to Srila Prabhupada, my dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories unto your divine grace. On behalf of the temples in the South India Divisional Council, I'm delighted to offer to you the results of the December 2020 marathon. Join the momentum of the global Leave to Give campaign. Devotees from all the temples in South India came together and participated actively in distributing Srila Prabhupada books, which are the real medicine for all the ailments of this material world. Considering the challenges and risks associated with going out in public during these times, devotees planned more carefully and prayed more intensely than ever to please you through this adventurous service. And as usual, Lord Krishna reciprocated to every endeavoring devotee in amazing ways, bringing out the best in everyone and showering his causeless mercy upon all of South India. Some of the highlights of this marathon are listed below. ISKCON Hyderabad, Hyderabad in South India, Andhra Pradesh, they did an amazing job. ISKCON Hyderabad Abyss Temple distributed more than 100,000 to 120,000 books of Bhagavad Gita as it is, and caused great jubilation to all by rising up to claim their rightful position as a book distribution powerhouse. ISKCON temples in Chennai, Tirupati, Bangalore, and other big cities also pitched in major contributions to the total score, working collaboratively towards the common goal. In the true sense of Sankirtana, all the temples, big and small, came together to work as one team. Even small centers like Raichur, Perambur, Nizamabad took part and reported their scores, adding their contributions to the global goal of 2 million books. Overall, the scores reported thus far from all centers in South India sums up to 233,545 copies of Bhagavad Gita as it is. which is more than 10% of the global goal. We pray that every devotee who participated in this divine adventure receives your full blessings, Prabhupada, and you please empower us. We would like to especially acknowledge all the local temple presidents and GBCs for their unflinching support and encouragement. Thank you very much, your humble servant, Revit Raman Das, and all the devotees of South India. Thank you, Vaisheshika Prabhu, Bhima Prabhu, Sri Ram Prabhu, for your wonderful services to Srila Prabhupada. How we are coming with new ideas, something dashing, punching, loving, and you're spreading the message so nicely as a good teamwork, and everybody around the world are inspired to distribute more and more books. Thank you once again. Please give your blessings.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Revati Raman Prabhu. And I loved what you said about getting unflinching support from the GBCs and temple presidents. It makes all the difference in the world. Leaders simply need to advocate. And if they say, yes, this is good, go for it, then it opens the floodgates for the whole society to go for it. Thank you, Prabhu, for your leadership on all levels. And we felt your enthusiasm for this. It went deep into our hearts. Hare Krishna. Now we're moving up to North India Division with the great leader Rishi Kumar Prabhu, who's going to be presenting on behalf of North India. Hare Krishna, Rishi Kumar Prabhu.
Please accept my obeisances, Prabhu.
Hari Hari Bol.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Prabhupada's dear disciples. My offering to Srila Prabhupada on behalf of the temples of Northern India Division and on behalf of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj as well, who said that he might try to sneak in 10 minutes, but we're not sure whether he'll be able to join. But dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to your divine grace and your glorious servants. We heard that every day you used to look at a piece of paper which said, save the world. And that kept your resolve to be in Vyavasaya Atmika Buddhi, in service of your Gurudev, Prabhupada Srila Bhakti Siddhanta. In fact, in the words of Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan, Bhagavat Archana Rupayaka Nishkama Karmipir Vishuddha Chittaha, the words and the principles of my spiritual master enunciated in the form of the ninefold process of devotion represent my heart and soul, whether I am in the conditioned state of existence or in the liberated state of existence. Srila Prabhupada, you mentioned that Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's comment on this Vyavasayatmika Buddhi verse inspired you to preach across the world the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srila Prabhupada, you preached Gauravani on the instructions of Sri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigraha, that is your Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada. And in the year of Corona, we basked in Gaura Karuna. More than 40 temples, big and small, have taken part significantly from North India, especially those who have sent in the scores, Srila Prabhupada. And each one of them reported, by your mercy, that there was no opposition from anyone to receive the Lord's mercy. Hardly. Our book distribution parties went all over the country, not just North India, and were not only not opposed in general, but they were also encouraged for the great work they were undertaking on behalf of Sanatana Dharma. And this Srila Prabhupada would have pleased you no end. Because Srila Prabhupada, because you distributed books in ISKCON before it was even formed in Delhi, on behalf of ISKCON as the glorious representative of the Parampara, that today temples in Delhi NCR and North India are able to distribute so much on your behalf. Srila Prabhupada, more than 4,500 devotees participated in the marathon or Live to Give campaign, as we have been able to undertake this year in the Northern India Division. And we distributed collectively more than 620,000 Bhagavad Gitas and nearly 5,300 Bhagavatam sets, including the Bhadra campaign. Probably even more, but these are reports that have come in, Srila Prabhupada. This included village preaching, online booking for books for the first time in a big way, crowdfunding, Nagar Kirtans, orders from orphanages and libraries, regular messages on cricket score kind of updates by short messaging service and WhatsApp. In fact, the ISKCON Delhi temple itself distributed nearly 2.35 lakhs or 235,000, and the Punjabi Bagh temple around 220,000. ISKCON Delhi consistently distributed throughout the year and stood first in the world and overall, and second for the months of November, December. In fact, the temples of Delhi NCR distributed nearly 500,000 Gitas and nearly 6,000 Bhagavatam sets. We also want to look at your 125th anniversary in a big way, Srila Prabhupada. And for that, we look forward to the great seniors in BBT to support us with more favorable rates for Prabhupada Leelamrit and more points for Prabhupada Leelamrit so that devotees could feel encouraged and distribute them. The temple president of ISKCON Delhi is Mohan Rupa Prabhu. If he gets an opportunity, will be speaking in detail about this. Srila Prabhupada Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu set a practical example in that he did not establish any temples or deities, but he profusely introduced the Sankirtan movement. Therefore, Krishna consciousness preachers should give more stress to the Sankirtan movement, especially by distributing transcendental literature more and more. This helps the Sankirtan movement. Whenever there is a possibility to worship the deity, we may establish many centers. But generally, we should give more stress to the distribution of transcendental literature, for this will be more effective in converting people to Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada, this is from your purport to Srimad Bhagavatam 7:14-39, as you will definitely know. All we pray to you in this auspicious, glorious year of this 125th appearance of day of yours. Srila Prabhupada, please bless us that we become your sincere instruments to please Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Guru Parampara, and thus you. Srila Prabhupada, all we aspire for is the dust of your lotus feet and to reach your books to millions of conditioned souls, to free them from this quagmire of mental existence. Because when one of your disciples requested you, Srila Prabhupada, you told him that every time someone picks up a book of yours, he is literally your disciple. He gets initiated by you. Srila Prabhupada, what we know is that you have initiated this wonderful Live to Give campaign. You initiated it long back. All we beg of you is the strength, the capability, the inclination, the proclivity, and the purity to live, to give the mercy that you have so wonderfully released on behalf of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai, Rishi Kumar Prabhu, and all the devotees in North Indian Division. Congratulations. Excellent teamwork effort. And now, as I'm passing it on to the East India Division with Acharya Ratna Prabhu, I'd like to mention Sri Ram Prabhu's Herculean efforts in helping to coordinate all the teams across India. Thank you, Sri Ram Prabhu. I say your name with great affection and appreciation for all that you've done for the marathon. And now we bring in Acharya Ratna Prabhu.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Yes, audible, Prabhu. Go ahead.
My obeisances to you, Vaishish Prabhu, Bhima Prabhu, Revati, Raman Prabhu, and all wonderful devotees assembled on this call. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our most humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. We are gathered here to offer the results of EIDC Live to Give campaign. We are pleased to report that almost all temples of Eastern India have successfully made their target goals. Mayapur had a goal of 1 lakh Mahabig books. They distributed 1,41,464 Mahabig books. Kolkata had a goal of 75,000. They distributed 76,318 Mahabig books. We are grateful to His Holiness Jayapatak Swami Maharaj for regularly inspiring devotees for book distribution in our regular EIDC meetings, and also on WhatsApp. Maharaj used to send message for all devotees to increase the book distribution. In the coal city of Gangtok in Northeast, devotees distributed 40 books with understanding that no score is a small score. Every single book distributed has potential to create spiritual revolution. One Bhagavad Gita, which was smuggled by Shyam Sundar Prabhu, created spiritual revolution in Russia later. And now we have thousands of devotees in Russia. So we hope in northeastern states of India, similar spiritual revolution will take up by this book distribution. This year, His Grace were very actively involved in inspiring Bihar and Jharkhand temples. They regularly conducted meeting with the leaders to inspire them, take sankalpa, then see how they are going. And also after marathon, again conducted meetings to review. And the devotee leaders were very inspired by their encouragement. Though their scores may sound small compared to very big temples, but devotees were greatly inspired and motivated. And we see that now there's a bright future waiting ahead. Srila Prabhupada, once you called Giriraj Maharaj in middle of night and inquired, how will movement go on after I am gone? And Giriraj Maharaj replied, if you chant 16 rounds, follow for regular principles faithfully, then movement will go on. Prabhupada, you are not very happy. And then Giriraj Maharaj gave some similar other answers, but still you are not satisfied. Then finally you said, by organized and intelligence. We are very grateful for great inspiration, organization and intelligence provided by His Grace Vaisheshik Prabhu and Bhima Prabhu, and ably assisted by ISV devotees, Shri Ram Prabhu, Vijay Gopi Keshav Prabhu and all others. So we pray at the lotus feet of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to empower us to be more organized and give us Krishna conscious intelligence for expanding Sankirtan movement all over the world. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for engaging us in your service, and we hope to serve you more and more in better and better ways. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai. Acharya Ratna Prabhu, that you brought out one of the gems of this presentation, which is no score is a small score. That was absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much for all that you're doing. Really nice offering and done in such a beautiful spirit. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Keep up the great work.
Thank you very much.
Now we're
We
going
are
to
deeply grateful to you for the inspiration.
thank you, Prabhu. The feeling is 100% mutual. Hare Krishna. And now we're moving to West India Division with Vijay Gopi Keshav Prabhu, one of the dynamos of this marathon. He's been everywhere. Hare Krishna Prabhu, welcome.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for
Jai.
the opportunity. Thank you, Dandavat Prabhu. Dear Srila Prabhupada, kindly accept my dandavats at your lotus feet. On behalf of your temples in Western India, I would like to basically state that around 15 plus temples participate in the marathon. These are temples who actually took a pledge and also reported the scores. I'm sure there are more temples of yours in the Western region, Prabhupada. So we have temples like Pandharpur, Sholapur, the Padayatra Maharashtra Ministry, Jalgaon, Nasik, Baramati, Aravade, Beed, Nigdi. And these are the temples who prior did not participate much, but this marathon, they did take a goal and they executed their goals. And some of the highlights of this marathon, Prabhupada, from Western India, your temple in Juhu, Prabhupada, achieved one more milestone by opening a bookstall in Mumbai Central Railway Station. This is a big opportunity to distribute your books to lakhs of daily commuters in Mumbai. Prabhupada, your temple in Chowpatty did something nice. They did Gita recitation at homes, and due to the pandemic, people were eager to bring auspiciousness into their homes and eagerly welcome devotees for recitation. Through this recitation event, Chowpatty temple was able to distribute 10,000 Bhagavad Gitas and connect 10 new families into their congregation. Prabhupada, your temple in Khalgar promoted Tuladan very nicely, and through that distributed 10,000 Bhagavad Gitas. Prabhupada, your temple at Mira Road, Khalgar continued their unique festival from last marathon called Granthotsava, where all the devotees come together and motivate each other for Srila Prabhupada book distribution by performing dramas, dances, sharing various ideas and presentation by leaders and senior devotees. This year, they did the entire festival online and distributed thousands of books. Lastly, Prabhupada, your temple in Pune continues to increase its capacity, like Vaisheshik Prabhu encourages us every year. Last year, Pune temple stood first in December Book Marathon for the first time in its history. Despite of adverse conditions, the Pune temple set a goal of 4 lakh books, a 30% increase over last year, and actually achieved the goal. This year in the December Marathon, Pune stood number 1 worldwide and number 3 in the year-round distribution. 2 bus parties distributed books in villages non-stop for about 2 months and sold about 30,000 Bhagavad Gitas, and distribute at least 125 Mahabig books and get a beautiful deity of Srila Prabhupada as a gift from the lotus hands of His Holiness Gopalakrishna Goswami Maharaj. This has been an offering from the Sankirtan department. So hundreds of congregation devotees took up the offer with an idea of welcoming Prabhupada into their homes. So a lot of books got distributed in this way. Dear Srila Prabhupada, the Sankirtan department of Pune also rose quickly to the occasion and made arrangements to ship books anywhere in India contactless for very reasonable charges, and within record timelines. Facilities for online payments like Razorpay were also made available. In this way, Prabhupada, your temples in Western India contributed to a total of at least 0.7 million books for this marathon, which is at least 25% or more. Dear Srila Prabhupada, thank you for giving us your books. Distributing your books is the best service, we are now convinced. Dear Srila Prabhupada, thank you for also giving us His grace Vaisheshika Prabhu, who is inspiring us in so many ways. Please bless him and please give him long life so that he can actually be our commander-in-chief for so many years to come. Your servant, Vijay Gopi Keshav Das, on behalf of entire ISKCON Western India. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Vijay, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. That was amazing. And it brought to light the importance of these offerings, because it, in a retrospective, we go back and, as you just did, and so masterfully listed all the different outlets, the ways that the books are being distributed through your different teams. And what gets measured gets done, what gets noticed gets increased. So amazing job you've done throughout the whole marathon. I thank you very, very much for that offering.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
And now we're going to the Middle East. But before we do jump off, because it's hard for me to emphasize it enough, the work that Sri Ram Prabhu has done in India, helping from traveling all over, helping to connect everybody. We've spotlighted him so for our own edification. Thank you very much, Sri Ram Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Gaur Premanande Haribol. His Holiness Jaipataka Maharaj undoubtedly was one of the main inspirers for the entire marathon. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami also gave us all inspiration just by his mere glance and the words that he spoke. And now we have, although neither of them could make it for this call, on behalf of Gopal Krishna Goswami, we have Mohan Rupa Prabhu, who's going to say a few words on his behalf. Mohan Rupa Prabhu, could you give us, pass on the words of goodwill from Maharaj for everybody here?
Yeah, sure, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much. So first of all, I'd like to thank His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu and for his wonderful this endeavor to spread this book distribution to his world global Sankirtan campaign. And this is the first time we have this experience of uniting everyone on the same platform where everybody get enthused to see the results and go forward. And of course, here also by the inspiration of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, and also in Bombay, His Grace Bhima Prabhu. In fact, what happened this time, we were not planning so much big this time because of the corona and all those things. Because many of our congregation devotees, they got sick. And so practically it was very, very difficult for us to set up the goals. And generally we used to have goals and we used to go to each and every area, each locality and get them pledged for book distribution. But this time actually I was personally very, very scared to ask them to push them. I don't know what to say. So still, we just ordered only 50,000 books. And Bhima Prabhu said that we are going to get a heart attack. Why Delhi Temple is doing only 50,000 books? So you should try at least 2 lakhs. I said, Prabhuji, we'll try. We'll just try to put our effort. But right now, I can't commit anything. But we'll try or we'll put our effort. But some or other, by mercy of devotees, by mercy of all the Vaishnavas, and we were able to do 2 lakh Bhagavad Gitas also this marathon. And we did Krishna book, 13,800 Krishna books. Some magazines are 10,200 magazines, small books, 15,000 small books, medium books, 500 books, big book, 1,700 books, Chaitanya Charitamrita, 144 sets. And December book marathon, we did around 1,800 Bhagavatam sets also. So this was huge number for us this time because of the current situation, whatever is going on. And I feel this all because of the mercy of all the Vaishnavas like you and His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu, His Grace Bhima Prabhu, His well as Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, His well as Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, and all the Vaishnavas, and also especially Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace, was always been blessing us. Some of the Prabhupada's special mercy is in Delhi, because personally Prabhupada distributed books here in Delhi, and he had his headquarters there at Chippiwada, where Prabhupada has to carry the load of all the papers to go to the printing press to print and publish Back to God magazine and Srimad Bhagavatam sets. And Prabhupada personally distributed books in Connaught Place in Old Delhi area. And this is the only place I think Prabhupada personally distributed books. And then Prabhupada went to America. So Srila Prabhupada's special mercy is there. Prabhupada was here personally. So somehow that fire is still continuing. And one of the things we could see that how we are able to do that is that the more we involve people, the more we get success. It should be a community spirit, not a one-man show. Because what happens is, when we try to involve more and more people, everybody gets a chance to distribute books, whether in small number or in big number. So last year, actually, almost 3,000 devotees had participated, and this year also almost 3,000. And it was quite a big number, and all kinds of people, whether Matajis or their children, whether old people, elderly people, everybody used to go out to distribute books. In the malls, we could see even children also, they were setting bookstalls, and they were also trying to distribute books. So congregation, actually, it's a very big, we can say, backbone for our society. The congregation development has to be there. We have to increase the number of devotees. The more we increase the number of devotees, we'll be able to distribute more books. And the more we distribute books, more we'll be able to increase the congregation. So this goes on simultaneously. So that's why the making devotees is very, very important through book distribution. And we should try to increase the congregation and engage each and every person. We should not leave anyone in book distribution. What I feel is that even the pujaris, we always try to engage. This year it was a little less in number, but last year I remember one of our distributors, we put him in the main altar of Shri Shri Radha Parsarthi, and he was giving the blessings also to the people coming for darshan. And he was able to do 15,000 Bhagavad Gitas just from the altar. So that was quite surprising for us, how a pujari could do book distribution also. So pujaris, everybody, even the new bhaktas, yeah, especially the new bhaktas, I just want to give full credit to the new bhaktas. We have around 35 new bhaktas who went around Madhya Pradesh, and they went around UP area to distribute books this time. And they were able to distribute 15,000 Bhagavad Gita on the road. So that was amazing success. And one day they distributed almost 2,000 Bhagavad Gitas on the road. That was a really big surprise for us. And these are all new bhaktas, and they have done book distribution first time in their life. They had no experience, nothing. Only thing, they had a very good leader and a new bhakta in charge who was very, very enthusiastic. But all the new bhaktas, they were so enlivened and so enthusiastic, and they could feel this is a part of training. Book distribution is also part of training the new bhakta program, which should be included in all the temples, and the new bhaktas should also be trained in book distribution right from the beginning, so that it goes inside their blood. And as soon as they come out of the bhakta program, they become matured book distributors. So thank you very much. I would like to thank everyone on behalf of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, who would have always been an inspiration for all of us. And he's the driving force for all of us in the Delhi NCR area. And naturally, not only in Delhi NCR area, he also is a driving force in Western India and Northern India, many other places. So it's mercy of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. So we want to give full credit to Maharaj, and also we want to give full credit to Srila Prabhupada. And also we want to give it full credit to His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu, His Grace Bhima Prabhu, and all the Vaishnavas who are always ready to enthuse and encourage all the book distributors all around the world. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mohan Rupa, thank you so much. Talk about enthusing. Your effulgence is apparent. And a few takeaways from what you said. I love the phrases you use. You said community spread, not a one-man show. That was a brilliant phrase. Also, you said congregational development leads to more book distribution leads to more congregation, indicating this principle that, as Prabhupada says in the Adi Leela of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, our main business is to go on expanding the Sankirtan movement. And I love that brilliant summarization of how to do that. And finally, you talked about pujaris distributing books. That got some good play here in the chat box. Devotees were appreciating, pujari distributing thousands. Everybody's in it, you said. New bhaktas, everyone has a stake. Brilliant. And we felt Gopal Krishna Maharaj's presence by your passing on his words and through your enlightened heart. We thank you so much, Mohan Rupa Prabhu, for all you do. Keep up the great work over there. Hare Krishna. Gaur Premanande Haribol.